we went live a lot sooner than usual. And as the title, video, and everything else states, I'm going to be reading Sonic.Exe. Now, I used to actually be scared of this when I was younger. I'm not scared of it anymore because I'm not fucking 13 anymore. Sonic.Exe by JC the Hyena. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of person who'd write this kind of crap. I might read the author's response to the story being deleted after I've read the story. But for now, let's read the story. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play after the experience I had. Okay. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you got to explore the towns in it. Yep, this is a Sonic fan, everybody. Until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived. People still have mailman? And put something in my mailbox as usual and left. I paused my game to see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle, let's just call him that, whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though what was weird was how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. There's a point where even I can't recognize my own handwriting if it's too shaky. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I have to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Gotta go fast! Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Okay, questions. 1, why can't you destroy the disc? And secondly, if you've got a haunted disc, why send it to your best friend? Maybe Kyle just hates Tom and wants him to suffer too. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him, but do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game, it's what he wants, just destroy it. Please, Kyle. Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend, okay, they're best friends, so you sent your best friend a haunted disc, you're a dick, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him. Boy, was I wrong about that. And it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan. Just to completely ignoring your friend's shaky and half-written warning, just because you want to play some Sonic. You two are perfect for each other. You don't give a shit about each other. I went up to my room and turned on the computer and put the disc in and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that I was playing the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome! The first thing that I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start, there was a split second where I saw the title image turn to something much different, something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rusted and ruined, the Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666, because 666 is scary, guys! But the freakiest thing was that you sure took in a lot of details in a split second. Was that in the split second frame with Sonic, his eyes were pitch black and bleeding with 2 glowing dots staring right at me, and his smile had stretched up wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured it was just a glitch and forgot about it. Yeah, the casual, it was bloody and rusty and it was absolutely demonic, but I thought it was a glitch. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. He's just sitting there with a stopwatch, like counting down the seconds. The music was that of creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound, only it was extended and seemed to just have been in reverse, because there's nothing scarier than music in reverse. What freaked me out was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game for crying out loud? That's when I realized this wasn't a glitchy game, it was a hacked game. Well done! I figured out the obvious. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy, but as a smart gamer... I'm sorry. The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more, and like I said, he's just counting down the seconds. There's nothing scarier than, like, exact measurements of time. Then it showed the typical level title thing, except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text showed only Hill, Act 1. The screen faded in, and the title level vanished, revealing Tails in the Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different, though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse, which I assume will still be peaceful. Anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games, or in any Sonic game. What was odd was that Tails was running along the level. There was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. If I saw nothing for about 15 seconds, I would have turned the game off and broken it, like my friend initially wanted. Though I'd probably just break it initially. Music is slow now. I suddenly saw something and I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him have before. So I had him move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. After a minute passed after the music stopped. Wow, you're very patient. Tails was running up a hill and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails with his eyes closed. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. Yeah, most people don't move the keyboard to make the character move, they just hit the keys. Suddenly I began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open and they were black with those glowing red dots, just like the title image, though there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" This time, it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, telling me to get him out of there. Doesn't that actually happen in the real game? Like, if Sonic the Hedgehog sits down and you're, like, idle for too long, he'll just, like, get bored, look at you, and, like, point to, like, move. It made him run as fast as he could. A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you meet Shadow on the Ark as Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2 was playing as I made Shrek. As I made Shrek? That is not what it says. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, the music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails lay there and started crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch and I kinda teared up myself. But, you know, never had the sense to turn the game off.